Good morning, good afternoon, good evening sa anumang oras po ninyo pinapanood ang Reclec po na ito. We will be continuing our discussion on the ions. Ano po yung ion? Hindi yan kundi ion. Okay? Biro lang po. So, pag sinabi po nating ions, meron po yung dalawa, cation and anion. So, tandaan po natin, cation, kaya po may symbol po dyan na plus or positive because these are positively charged ions formed when an atom or molecule loses one or more electrons. Basta mawalan ng electron ang isa, okay, magiging cation siya. At tandaan, positive po yan. Here are the key points. The loss of electrons gives the cation a net positive charge. Cations are usually formed by metals. Cations are attached to the cathode. Negative electrode during electrolysis, hence the name cation. Basta kapag yung isang molecule or atom nawalan ng electron, magiging cation. Yun lang po, positive siya. So, ano po yung mga examples ng cation? Ito po yung mga top 3 na makikita po natin, top 4 na makikita po natin sa ating periodic table. So, the symbol Na stands for sodium element, but with the addition of charge positive, it becomes sodium ion. So, that should be, that's how you should interpret it. Pag walang sign element, pagka merong sign, ibig sabihin sodium ion. You add the word ion. So Ca, calcium element, then Ca2 plus magiging calcium ion. Yan. And then we have aluminum ion and we have the ammonium ion. So tandaan natin, wag mako-confuse between NH3 and NH4. Pagka NH3 ammonia, pagka NH4 ammonium, pakitandaan po yan. On the other hand, we have anions naman. These are negatively charged ions formed when an atom or molecule gain, okay, one or more electrons. Again, yung una, pag nawalan, positive, cation. Ito naman, pag nakakuha, anion. So, ano po ang keyword natin? Tignan nyo yung word na anion. Gawin mo lang horizontal yung I para maging negative. Yun po ang easiest way para po sila ay ma-differentiate. Okay? Gawin mo horizontal yung I, magiging anion. Ano po ang mga key points natin? Yung word na gain of electrons gives the anion a net negative charge. Anions are usually formed by nonmetals. Anions are attracted to the anode during electrolysis. Basta, I hope na paki-memorize, paki-dibdib po, no, yung definition ng cation at anion kasi ito po ay ma-apply natin sa mga future discussions natin. So, ito po yung halimbawa ng mga anions and their names. Again, kapag wala pong positive at negative sign, they are called element. If there is a sign, then either cation or anion po yan. As you can see here, on the first table, we have the chloride ion. We have also the oxide ion, and then sulfide ion, as well as the nitrate ion and the sulfate ion. Kindly memorize those. Okay, so we will be continuing again our discussion on the nomenclature. When we say nomenclature, pagpapangalan. Okay, the appropriate way of writing chemical formulas. We have here the elements, compounds, acids, bases, and salts. So our objective is at the end of the learning session, the student must be able to name inorganic compounds systematically, cite inorganic compounds that are commonly encountered at home or outside the classroom by giving the common and IUPAC names. And then third, write the chemical formulas of compounds based on IUPAC rules. So ito po yung agenda natin. Please focus on the systematic name. Okay, ano ba ang systematic? Pag sinabi mong systematic, standardized way of naming chemical compounds using IUPAC rules. Ano pong IUPAC? International Union of Pure Applied Chemistry. The word, okay, paki-highlight ang keyword standardized way. Yan pong ibig sabihin ng systematic. Okay, hindi po substandard, okay, kundi standard. At pag sinabi naman natin inorganic compounds, pag sinabi naman natin nomenclature, yan, it refers to the systematic method of naming chemical according to a set of standardized rules set by IUPAC. So, when you combine that together, a standardized way of naming chemical compounds. Okay? Yun ang ibig sabihin ng systematic nomenclature. A standardized way of naming chemical compounds. Okay? So, yan po yung focused po natin. So, let us cite now the inorganic compounds. So, as you can see here, diba, in your periodic table, okay, I hope na makasunod po tayo, no? So, ayan po yung example po ng atom. Okay. On the right side, we have here the NP, neutron, proton, at umiikot po dyan ay yung tinatawag nating electron. Okay, PNE. Tama? Tapos yan po ay atom. Okay, so atom po yan. Meron siyang PNE. So, example po, yan ay atom ng carbon. So, let's go to the example. We have sodium and chloride. Okay? Ang sodium at chloride, kapag naghiwalay yan, sodium and chlorine. Correct? Yung carbon dioxide, kapag magkahiwalay yan, carbon and oxygen. Sir, paano naging chloride at saka dioxide? So, I will discuss it later. Okay? Next, please look at the oxygen and please look at your periodic table. Please memorize the parts of one square of element. For example, the one element, oxygen, in the screen has the atomic number, okay, located above the symbol, and below the atomic number is the symbol. Below the symbol are the electron configuration. And then below the electron configuration is the name. On the right side, beside the atomic number, we will find there the atomic weight. And additional knowledge, please memorize the crystal structure and the physical state. However, I will not be focusing on that. Please memorize the difference and the parts of atomic weight, atomic number, symbol, electron configuration, as well as the name. Okay? And also, to highlight, there is a color that represents, okay, whether or either the element is metal, metalloids, or non-metal. And as you can see, it is a gas based on the color. And on the previous discussion, alam naman natin, class, di ba, na madali lang pong i-memorize ang parts ng periodic table kasi the majority lang dyan metals, few are non-metals, and less are metalloids. So, again, pakitandaan, sa extreme left, we have the atomic number, tapos symbol, electron configuration, and then the name. Please memorize the mnemonic ASEN. Ano yung ASEN? atomic number, symbol, electron configuration, and the name. Okay? And then on the right side, atomic weight. Yun lang po ang i-memorize mo. Okay? So, parang ganyan po ang kanyang itsura. Please note, okay, please memorize the parts of each element. Yan po yung diniscuss ko na kanina. And then, paano po ba pangalanan yung mga elements na yan? So, ganito lang, no? Una, hanapin mo, ilocate mo yung element. Pangalawa, isulat mo kung yung atomic or element name below the symbol, and then i-identify mo kung cation or anion ba siya. So, example, C means carbon. So, ano po yung cation or anion? Kung siya ba ay positive o siya ba ay negative. Okay. So, babalangkasin ko ito. Okay, on the next slides. Okay. So, we have here now the steps of naming compounds. Paki-note, dahil compound yan, it can be, okay, ibig sabihin po, no, itong A to E na ito yung mga possibilities or ito yung mga pamamaraan natin, okay, or I should say, isa-isahin natin tong mga to, okay, isa-isahin natin yung mga yan kasi yung metal at saka non-metal mayroong tamang paraan para sila ay mapangalanan. Yung non-metal at saka non-metal mayroong tamang paraan para rin sila ay mapangalanan. Sir, paano pagka hydrogen at non-metal ang nagsama? Meron din tamang paraan para sila ay mapangalanan. Okay? So, isa-isahin po natin yan dito sa lecture na ito. So, remember, this is not simply understood by lecture but through practice. Sabihin ko lang yung concept and then paki-internalize tapos paki-practice. Nakuha po, everyone? So, I do hope you are still there. Okay, una. So, meron naman tayo ditong highlight, no, class? Okay, so, class, what if, okay, ang nagsama ay metal at saka non-metal. Okay. So, in the case, metal at saka non-metal, okay, ganito lang po yan, no? Focus muna tayo, metal plus non-metal, paano mo pangalanan? Halimbawa, meron tayong example dito ng metal. Ang metal ay magnesium, ang non-metal ay oxygen. Nakuha? So, una, identify mo kung yung metal ba ay cation or anion. Okay? And then, pangalawa, pangalanan mo yung non-metal. Tapos, palitan mo yung ending niya into IDE. For transition metals, include the Roman numerals for charge. Okay? So, parang ito. Una, kopyahin mo yung metal. Okay? Again, sa case ng metal tsaka non-metal, kopyahin mo yung metal. And then, followed by non-metal, tapos exchange with IDE. Ganun lang. Kaya instead of magnesium oxygen, it becomes magnesium oxide. Next. Okay? Another practice, no? Meron tayong metal at saka non-metal. So, si chemistry ang nagpatunay na si metal pwedeng sumama sa non-metal, vice versa. So, another example here is iron, between iron and chlorine. So, si iron ay metal, si chlorine ay non-metal. Next. Kopyahin ko ulit si iron, i-identify ko siya, cation ba, and then kopyahin ko si chlorine. Tapos palitan ko yung suffix ng IDE to form iron or iron chloride. Pero take note, yung iron, it can be in the it can be in two state. Meron tayong ferrous, meron tayong ferric. Pakitake note na sa case ng iron, dahil nga meron siyang dalawang valences, okay, merong plus 2, merong plus 3. Tandaan nyo, kung halimbawang Fe plus 2 ang nakalagay, then it becomes ferrous chloride. If ang nakalagay ay Fe plus 3, it becomes ferric chloride. So, tandaan nyo lang, kapag mas konti or mas mababa, it should end in OUS. Pero kapag mas mataas, it should end on IC. Halimbawa, Fe2. Ano bang mas malaki? Si 2 o 3? Or anong mas higit? Si 2 o 3? Si 3. Basta mas higit, dapat ang suffix IC. Tapos ang mas mababa, ang suffix ay OUS. Okay, nakuha po. So, and then, kung ano yung valence niya doon, plus 2 man yan o plus 3, then, ilagay mo sa gitna nila para maging ferrous 2 chloride. Kung ferric man yan, ferric 3 chloride. Nakuha? Ganun lang po. Sir, ito. So, another case, metal plus non-metal. Ito, si aluminum, kopyahin mo yung pangalan, and then palitan mo si non-metal ng IDE, kaya aluminum oxide. Sir, paano nga yung non-metal tsaka non-metal? Pwede pa rin bang magsama? Yes, because chemistry is the chemistry of transformation. So, paano naman, sir, pagka non-metal na dalawa? Name the first non-metal. Ito yung rule. Name the first non-metal, then name the second non-metal, tapos palitan mo lang ulit ng IDE. So, pareho lang din. Yun nga lang, dalawa ang gagawin mo. Kung non-metal to non-metal, gagamit ka ng pangatlong rule, yung tinatawag natin na Greek prefixes. Okay? So, ano yung mga Greek? Mono, di, tri, tetra, penta. It depends. Okay? It depends. Basta kaya dapat alam nyo rin yung mga prefixes na yan. Okay? We have the case number 1. So, ano po yung case number 1 natin? We have the carbon and oxygen. Okay? So, in the case of carbon and oxygen, alangan namang carbon oxide yan. Diba? Pareho silang non-metal. Ngayon, ang gagawin mo ganito. Kung C at O lang yan, you add prefix naman. Okay? Nakuha? Kapag ka C at O lang, you add prefix. Doon kanina doon sa ating previous example, suffix lang papakialaman mo. IDE lang papalitan mo. Dito, prefix maglagay ka, tapos papalitan mo pa yung suffix. Okay? I do hope nagigets nyo. Kunwari, pagka ang given ay C at O, that is carbon monoxide. Okay? That is carbon monoxide. CO lang yan. Sir, paano kapag ka CO2? Okay, pagka CO2, then that becomes carbon dioxide. Nakuha? Kasi may 2 na siya doon. Okay? Nakuha nyo ba yon yung point ko? And then, CO3, carbon trioxide. So, yun nga. Doon nyo ma-apply. Okay? I hope na gets nyo pa rin. Ito. Between nitrogen and oxygen, okay, ganun lang, i-apply mo lang. So, nitrogen, una daw, pangalanan mo yung non-metal, and then, use a prefix if more than one atom. Sige, pwede kong i-emphasize ito sa face-to-face natin, okay, pero, pakiulit pa rin itong lecture na to. And then, ano yung second rule? Name the second non-metal with a prefix and change ending to IDE. So, halimbawa, ang binigay ko ay NO5. Nitrogen O5, i-copy mo daw yung first nonmetal. So, nitrogen. And then, palitan mo yung suffix, magiging oxide. And then, kung ilan yung naka-involve. So, kung NO5 yun, so pwede nyo isulat NO5, edi nitrogen pentoxide. Kasi 5. Nakuha? Para pag NO, sir, 1 lang naman, di nitrogen oxide. Ganon. Paano pag NO2, sir? Nitrogen dioxide. Okay? Nakuha po? Okay, ito na naman. Hydrogen, non-metal plus non-metal. Hydrogen plus sulfur. Okay, dalawang non-metal. Kopyahin ko ulit. Yung unang non-metal, hydrogen. And then yung pangalawa, papalitan ko ng IDE. So, hydrogen sulfide. Okay, hydrogen sulfide. Sir, pwede bang hydrogen tsaka non-metal magsama? Yes, pwede po. Pero itong rule. Every time na hydrogen ang unahan, tapos nakatouch sa non-metal, ang rule ay hydro muna. Laging ang prefix ay hydro. Then second rule, kunin mo yung root name ng non-metal and then you add the suffix IC, acid. Kasi, tandaan nyo class, kapag hydrogen at non-metal na ang nagsama, tandaan ninyo, acid na yan. Okay? Basta may H sa una na acid na yan. Okay? So, una, hydro, and then you get the root of the non-metal, and then attach IC acid. Okay? Para magets natin ito, sulfuric acid. Okay? Next, hydrogen plus fluorine. Okay? Hydrofluoric acid. Okay? Hydrofluoric acid. Pag hydrogen tsaka bromine, hydrobromic acid. Okay? Kasi bromic. And then, we have hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid. Sir, paano naman kapag hydrogen at saka oxygen? Please take note, pagka hydrogen at saka oxygen, rule number 1, kapag yung anion daw ends in 8, palitan mo siya into IC acid. Pagka yung anion ends in "ite" suffix, change to OUS. Okay? Do not use the hydro as prefix. Okay, so medyo challenging to. I do hope na magets pa rin po ninyo. Example. Saan po makikita yung mga 8 sa baba po ng periodic table? Okay? So, isipin nyo na lang si ate laging nakakahigit, kaya IC siya. Si 8 naman nakakababa, kaya OUS siya. Yung IC, according to IUPAC, parang mas mga it refers to mga greater things, ganun. Tapos pag OUS, mga lower things. Yun na lang yung isipin nyo para magets nyo. Basta, tignan nyo sa periodic table sa baba, may mga sulfate dyan, nitrite dyan. Basta tandaan nyo, pagka ate yung N, tapos nakakombine siya sa hydrogen, dapat ang kapalit niya ay IC acid. Pagka naman ite, okay, Pagka naman ite, no, palitan nyo ng OUS. Halimbawa, we are dealing kasi in the context polyatomic ions na with oxygen. Okay, we are dealing in the context are polyatomic ions. So, sa case na to, dahil nga sulfate yan, okay, dahil sulfate yan, dahil 8 yung end niya, palitan mo siya ng IC. Okay? You get the root word again, palitan mo ng IC. And then, sulfuric acid. Okay? Sulfuric acid. Pag polyatomic ions, okay, sulfuric acid. Do not use the hydro. Nakuha? Yan. Next, paano naman pagka sulfite? Okay? Sulfurous acid. Kasi matik naman pagka acid, meron pa ring H yan eh. Power of hydrogen. Okay? Tapos, nakaano pa rin naman yan. May H na parang constant na doon sa kanilang chemical formula. Next. We have metal and oxide. Pag nagsama na po ang metal tsaka oxide, okay, magiging, or metal at oxygen, they are called metal oxide. Paano pangalanan? Una, kopyahin mo yung pangalan ng metal and then you add the word hydroxide for the OH group. Para magets natin. Ito po yan. In the case number 1, we have the metal and non-metal plus oxide, right? So, aluminum is a metal, tapos nahaluhan siya ng, or sumama siya sa hydroxide. At dahil yung hydroxide ay nasa periodic table nyo rin, with a sign of -1, okay, constant na yan, no? Kopyahin mo yung metal, aluminum, and then you add hydroxide. So, the answer in the following is aluminum hydroxide. Ganoon lang siya. Next, ano ang sagot? Class, sodium ay non-metal, sumama sa oxide na hydroxide. Anong sagot?